Okay, we're going to make some chicken wings today. And what we want to do is we're going to make regular buffalo style sauce. Seeing that we're in New York, we're close to Buffalo. And then we're going to make some garlic Parmesan wings. And we are going to make some dipping sauce for the Parmesan garlic wings. So basically what we do is we take the wings, we thaw them out, we put them on a paper towel. And on the other side, we just pat them really dry, like this. And then this is just something that kind of the spices that I decided that were really good on wings. We're going to do them like this. And then we're going to use some cornstarch. We're going to put the same seasoning in the cornstarch. So what we're going to start out with is some garlic or some onion powder. And when you put your seasonings on, do them up high like this, because if you do them down low, you're going to get a great big concentrated circle of spices. So we do it up here like this. Just a good amount of onion and garlic, like that. Put some garlic. A little paprika. You can also use a smoked paprika. Just give it a little bit of a different flavor. This is just a, you can also do like this. If you're getting a little bit low, you can do just like that. Okay, some salt. This is a sea salt, so not quite as strong as your regular iodized salt. Crushed black pepper. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to flip them over, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, we have the chicken wings all seasoned, ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some cornstarch. We're going to put it in the bowl. I'd say probably about a cup. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit. Not like that much. And then I'm going to put the exact same seasonings in that. Started out with, here's some onion powder. You can use a pretty generous amount on your spices in here. Garlic powder. Paprika. Paprika. And some salt and pepper. The reason we're doing this is because I don't want to deep fry these. I don't want to do them in the oven. And as you do them in the air fryer, what happens is from the skin, that's going to create just enough oil so that they're not soggy. They actually get very crisp, but you don't get all that extra oil and so on. Okay, so we can take that. Just use a, you can use a little spoon. You can use a, any type of thing to stir this with. Just get them so that they're not all in one spot. You may need a little bit more. But we're only going to do about 6 or 8 at a time because that's what we're going to put in our air fryer. Let's do the big drumstick. We'll do 6 or 7 of these. And then like that. Maybe we can do one more. We want to do about as much as it's going to fit in the bottom of the air fryer without sitting on top of each other. Put a lid on it. Make sure it's on tight, or it's going to go flying all over the place. And then we'll put it in our air fryer. Okay, put it in our air fryer there. Now, one thing you want to do here, that's nice and coated, you really want to try and get the excess off there. Put that in there so they're not touching each other. And just stagger them with going in one direction. We're going to cook them in the air fryer at about 400 degrees. Cook them about 6 minutes. Then we're going to flip them over. And we're going to go another 6 minutes. And then we're going to check the temperature just to make sure that they're done. But these are pretty close to room temperature, so they should be pretty good. Okay, then we put them in the air fryer. Okay, it's been we actually put them in for about 7 minutes. That's what they look like. You can see we're getting a little bit of the skin that has fried there, so that keeps it nice and juicy. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take those, turn them over. That. And that grease will turn over and take most of that cornstarch. And then we'll put it in for another 6 minutes and they should be done. Okay, now what we're going to do for the garlic Parmesan wings is we're going to make like a coating that we're going to kind of cover the wings, and then we will make the Caesar salad dressing that you can dip that in. So we're going to start out here with a half a stick of unsalted melted butter, and we're going to take about 2 cloves of garlic. And we're going to take about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. And about a tablespoon of parsley, maybe a little bit more. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. This is kind of optional. It just gives it a little bit, not really a kick, but it's not working really well. So 1/2 teaspoon. So we've got our garlic Parmesan chicken wings just about done. We're going to make Caesar salad dressing that you can dip it in. And we're going to make a little bit extra so that we could have a Caesar salad some other time. You can put this in the refrigerator for approximately 5 days. So what we've done is we got about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of our Dijon mustard. And we have a tablespoon or 2 of the Worcestershire sauce. We'll just put that in here. And then we have a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And we have about 1/3 of a cup of our Parmesan cheese. Give that a stir. And that's the dipping sauce. That's the Caesar salad dipping sauce, and you can also put that on some lettuce next week. Okay. Okay, we are continuing our video on making wings, and I thought I'd bring a special guest on our video, and this is the Wing King.
Wing King, aka Jeff Creations. So I have a hot sauce that I make specifically with his wings that he loves, that I love. It is very simple to use. It can be done in 3 to 5 minutes, and that's all it takes. It's very simple. As we stated earlier in the video, we live in New York, specifically buffalo style wings, but with a little twist to it. So what I have is a half a stick of butter, and right next to it is Louisiana Frank's hot sauce, and I have Tabasco. And the twist to this is for people that really love spicy food or really love spicy sauces and want more of a link to the sauce itself, is ghost pepper sauce. But you really don't want to add too much, otherwise it's just going to overpower the sauce. And the main ingredient of them all, hickory smoked Kraft barbecue sauce. So as you can see, half a stick of butter. Open this up, and now what you want to do is you want to make sure that you want to coat the half a stick of butter. Usually it's a stick of butter, but make sure that you want to coat it enough of the butter. And once that is coated, then that is basically done. And then you want to add the Louisiana Frank's hot sauce. And if you really want more of a classic, then add more of the Frank's hot sauce. So you add that all together. And that is the end of that bottle. So now we have a new bottle. Thank God. So then you add more of that if you want the traditional buffalo wing sauce. Now the trick to this is you want to add some Tabasco sauce, and you want to add a tiny bit to it, because if you add too much then it becomes more spicier. And what Tabasco sauce is, it's a pepper sauce, and it's hotter. And if you know spicy food or spicy sauces, then it's hotter than a jalapeno. Now the tricky part of this is the ghost pepper sauce. You really don't want to add too much, just like I said earlier, because it will just overpower the sauce and it will make it way too spicy. So then you just want to dip it, and that's all you got to add.
So then, okay, so now you have everything in your sauce, and then how do you finish that?
What I usually do is I put it in the microwave for about 1 minute with a paper towel over it, or you can put a lid over it, whatever you want to do. I usually do it with a paper towel.
Just so it doesn't splatter all over.
Right,
and then
right.
that melts the margarine.
Yep.
So then you just take your wings, you shake it all up.
Yep. Yep. After it's all set, and because you really want to taste it, just to make sure that it's not too spicy, but it also has a nice, robust flavor.
Right, and when you make that sauce, we like them like really wet and sloppy.
Yes.
So you can make plenty and just shake them up, and it can literally be dripping off. And then, you dip it in blue cheese dressing.
Blue cheese dressing. You can do it with ranch dressing. Okay. Whatever your fancy heart desires, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so all of the wings are done. We just got them out of the air fryer. And what we're going to do is just have our Wing King try all the wings. And the first thing we're going to do is just try one with no sauce on it. We just have the seasoning on the wings and on the a little bit of batter we got on there. So if you want to try one of those.
Yep.
Now these are extremely hot. So he's going to use a fork. If you bite into that, I mean, they are extremely hot because we cooked them at 400 degrees.
All right. So the first bite is just nothing on it, just plain, just nothing but the seasoning. What I like to call is the base wing. Mmm. Mmm. See, this is the thing right here, is that with the seasonings that we used, that he used, is that it pops. It doesn't just it doesn't have one flavor. It pops. I mean, especially with the garlic powder, and even with and you have a tiny bit taste of onion powder too, mixed in with the batter. And that batter, when you add the cornstarch to it, it is so moist that you don't have to worry about drying it out. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you know what they actually remind me of is we like to go to a local Thai restaurant, and we always get the chicken wings and French fries as an appetizer, and they remind me a lot of those Thai wings in that you have a nice coating on the outside, but the inside is like super juicy. So that's when I started trying different recipes, and I came up with this cornstarch recipe that just gives a nice little light batter, but it seals in the juices in the air fryer. I think if you did them in the oven, they would be too dry. And in the deep fryer, I think they get a little too crispy and possibly a little bit too done. So I tried it in this one using this recipe, and it turned out really, really good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a few of these, and we're going to put them over onto this plate. Let's take that one and then the one that you tried. So we have 4 of each. And now we're going to try with the garlic Parmesan. And this is how that turned out. We're just going to kind of try and put a little bit on that. It didn't stick very well, but we'll just put some on there. Maybe it's the brush. I think maybe if we put these in the oven a little bit and let that cheese melt on there, I might do that while he tries the other ones. Let's see if we can get that to stay on there a little bit better. Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to turn the oven on and then let that go on there and see if that'll melt and give it a better coating. And then this, what we do with this, we like our wings sloppy, and this is the buffalo wing sauce. And what we do with this, and be careful again, this is hot. This was done in the microwave. We just like them really, really sloppy.
Yes, we do.
So we'll take that. If you want to just spin those a little bit, get a good coating on there. Probably pretty hot. And then we have some blue cheese dressing. Now on this one, we did not make this ourselves. We're going to do a video on making homemade blue cheese dressing. But we like to use Ken's Steakhouse blue cheese dressing. It is really, really good. So do you want to use a piece of that and just dump it or dunk it into that?
All right. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 tests that I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to try it with just the hot sauce, and then the ultimate test. What I love to do is blue cheese. I'm different from most people because I douse it. So then, again, we warm these up. So then, because it's extremely hot, so you really do have to be careful since it was microwaved and since it was in the air fryer for probably 12 minutes.
Yeah, the sauce was microwaved.
Yeah. Mm.
Now, how spicy is that with that little bit of ghost pepper sauce? Did it add a lot of spice? Medium?
No, it added a very tiny bit of a bite. Added a tiny bit of a bite.
So that's more of a season to taste. If you like it hotter, you just add more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you can always add that. Add as much as you did to begin with.
Yeah.
And then you can add more if you like it spicy. But it's better
That's
to
correct.
start with less because you can't take it out once you put it in there.
Right.
So you can, add a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And again, this was originally made in Buffalo, New York. And what a lot of people like to do is, especially because, for one, wings is a bar snack. You get with some guys or your friends or anything like that and go out to a bar, you order a dozen wings and have a couple beers, Now, blue cheese and hot sauce. Mm, it is so good. It is so good because you add both the hot sauce and you add both the blue cheese, and it creates more of a flavor. It creates a unique flavor that is separate from the other hundreds of hot sauces out there in the world.
Now, you can also use ranch dressing, correct?
You could also use ranch dressing, yes, because there are a lot of people that do not like blue cheese, and
Right.
because of the fact that it's actually, I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but it's the fact that it's almost like,
It's pretty pungent and can be really strong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the right word. Okay.
We found the secret on how to finish off the Parmesan garlic wings. What I decided to do was instead of putting it in the oven, I put it under the broiler to see if I could get that Parmesan just to melt just a little bit. And you can really smell the parm. Be a little bit careful under the broiler because you don't want to burn it. But here's how they came out. And he's going to dip it into his Caesar salad dressing, correct?
That is correct, yes. So, I've never had garlic Parmesan wings, so I really don't know what it's supposed to taste like. But because I'm more into like spicier wings and more than the classic. Come on, there we go. Now I'm more into the spicier wings, anyway, etc. So first test is just plain by itself. Oh my god, that is really good. That is really good. I love the taste of the garlic. I love the taste of Parmesan. Now,
Try that one. Try that one.
oh my god, that is so good. This is actually genuinely good because, for one, the flavors, it pops because you have both the garlic and the Parmesan, and it goes so well together. Now, what I'm going to do next, excuse me, my mouth, food in my mouth, but now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this bite right here. Then I'm going to take that and dip it in the homemade Caesar dressing, just a tiny bit, about that much. Mmm, that is good. That is really good. And let me tell you something. Not only that, but I also have a bit of the red crushed pepper, and that is what really brings the flavor out, is the pepper.
So good, huh?
It is really good, yeah.
Okay, so what we did today, we made chicken wings with just the cornstarch and lots of seasoning. We did the regular buffalo wing with blue cheese dressing, and we did the garlic Parmesan with a Caesar salad dressing. So that's the end of our video today. I'd like to thank you for stopping into Kevin's Kitchen Corner, where we don't cook, we create.